Hey guys, this is Aegis, and Merry Christmas to you all. This is probably gonna get uploaded sometime on the 25th. Seeing that this game is very long, it's gonna take about 5 hours to render off this game based on what I know about the length of this game. But in this red corner, we have Ares. The replay does label him as being Ares, but on the replay site gosugamers.net, this is Startail Bomber, and his opponent is going to be oGsTop. He's going to be playing over here as the blue Terran player. This is a ladder game. Let me just make sure that is the case. Yes, there's only two players here. And here it is, Top walling off at the front, and Startail Bomber opting to build his supply depot off in his corner of the, I don't know, whatever. But this is Tal'Darim Altar. It is the ladder version. Let me check to be sure that is correct. Yes, we have the destructible rocks over here. And also, this is approximately the 1-year anniversary of my channel as well. Not too many subscribers, but that's okay. Top over here with his barracks coming up, and he's going to be rallying out Marines towards the front. We'll probably see both of these players go for a relatively quick expansion. Ares over here getting ready to drop his expansion already. Or actually, Bomber. He's going to be building his command center right at the natural expansion. This is fine on this map, seeing that it is so big. And his opponent, Top, not getting any gas, so he's going to be dropping an expansion after getting his orbital command up. There's the orbital command popping up, and his first Marine coming out. And there it is, the SCV from Top scouting Ares, and he's going to be forced to pull his SCV back. And that SCV is so close to death. One more drill bit in his face, and he's going to be dead. And there's the repair, and Top will quickly move his SCV back out of here. He does see the barracks under construction. And Top, seeing what his opponent has gone for, is going to be fine without building any bunkers up at the front. And with this, Top does get a slight economic advantage with his early orbital command. Over here, Ares is going to be getting his shortly thereafter. There's a second barracks on the way. And from this point on, it's just basically, there's several different paths that they can take this, and there's a bunker coming down for Top, but several different places where they can take this, and actually forcing this command center to stop constructing for just a while. A couple of SCVs getting pulled off the line. Top already doing some economic damage of his own here. Two Marines are going to start shooting away this command center. And back at home, Top has gotten his command center done. First Marine out on the field for Bomber. Top is going to be dropping this bunker here with two Marines inside. He's going to force Ares to get out a couple of extra units before coming through. But from this point on, both players can choose between going full out bio, which is basically Marines, Marauders, Medevacs trying to do drops, or deciding to go for mech. And over here it looks like Top is going to be going for that bio style. He does have his one gas up and running. He's also getting a tech lab, so he can get those early bio upgrades up. Ares does have a couple of Marines out on the field, but I don't think 4 Marines can bust through a bunker with 2 Marines inside, seeing that the bunker does have 400 health. There's the orbital command for Bomber. He's just a little bit behind in terms of food. He has his SCV coming in here to check out what Top is doing. Looks like Top not quite paying attention to that. Won't be able to kill off that one SCV. Bomber now salvaging his bunker. He looks like he's about ready to push out against this bunker. It's already rallied back for Top. He's going to be able to unload those Marines and quickly salvage it. He's got additional Marines popping out, as well as his own tech lab coming up. So both players basically doing the exact same build as of this moment. Looks like Top is selecting that bunker and is getting ready to unload. His command center is up and mining quite well. He's got another factory coming up now. He will be headed out for those medevacs shortly. Top is securing himself a very nice advantage at the beginning of this game. With just this placement of a bunker, he's prevented Ares from actually mining his natural expansion. He's got these 2 gases up, and he's also behind on tech, and there's the Marines now scooting around the side, and Top sees this. He's got 1 Marine running in through the front. He only sees 2 Marines. The bunker gets salvaged. The Marines return home. And looks like Top is gathering his forces up at the front, and a couple of Marines are coming out onto the field for Bomber. He's going to be pushing with these few units to see if he can do any damage, but I think Top just has way too many units up at the front. A scan going down, he sees the starport coming up, and both players playing the bio style for the moment. Engineering Bay coming up for Bomber. He's well known for getting very fast upgrades. Top, however, has begun his upgrade already, since he has been able to secure his command center for so much longer. He's even beginning to mine gas over there. Top now securing the top of this ramp over here. Ares looking to swing around the other side, or perhaps just trying to run up this ramp. He's waiting for additional Marines to come streaming across the field. He's grabbed the gas at his natural expansion and has re-landed his command center. It looks like Ares is going to be engaging Top's forces over here. Top does have Stim Pack, but the Stim Pack does wear down the Marines a lot. But as soon as those 2 medevacs pop out, he's going to be in pretty good shape. Top also getting a tech lab on his factory. He's going to be dotting a couple of tanks here or there inside of his composition. As we can see in the production tab, essentially both players are doing the exact same thing. It's just that Ares is, or Bomber is just a slight bit behind, because Top was able to deny his expansion for so long. And there's the medevacs out on the field. They're going to be able to heal up all of these Marines and allow Top to push. We'll see if this is able to do a bit of damage. Ares over here guarding these El Naga Tower with 1 Marine. He's also throwing up a bunker since he knows this push is oncoming. 2 medevacs on the way for himself as well. These reactors are coming up, but they might actually be coming up at the wrong time. If Top was pushing, I thought he was going to go ahead and move in with these Marines. Looks like he's going to be going for a single drop and perhaps trying to push in through the front. Bomber now loading up his 1 bunker. He's mining both of his gas at the natural expansion, +1 finishing for both player at about the exact same time. However, Top is getting up some of those upgrades for his mech. He's slowly transitioning over. We have a double medevac push over here as well. Looks like Ares was able to clean up a drop over there. Looks like that 1 bunker does quickly get repaired, and Top is repelled. And Top over here getting out his first siege tank. Siege tech is about to complete, as well as the 2nd factory. He's also got his 3rd command center finished up, so he's going to be securing a nice economic advantage. Bomber also switching a little bit, getting out a couple of tanks for himself. He's going to be pushing with a little bit of this force here. He's also got his siege tech finishing up as his push occurs. Nice little timing push here for Ares, for Bomber. And over here we have Top's siege tanks getting ready to siege up over here. It looks like Bomber is just going to pull back and take out the rocks at his 3rd base. Allow him to grab a nice, safe 3rd expansion. Over here, Top hasn't really moved against his rocks yet. He does have his command center complete. And Bomber now starting his 3rd command center. He's got a couple of Marines and medevacs, a couple of siege tanks in the mix as well, getting ready to push over here. Top has sieged up on the high ground. He has full vision, and there's a siege blast taking down one of the Marines. He doesn't want to get Bomber in this funky position on the low ground, making it very difficult for him to defend, so he's going to go ahead and try to defend this area instead. And it looks like Bomber is swinging around in a full view of oGsTop, so he's going to be forced to move his forces back. We also have Top trying to secure his 3rd base. Scans going down, trying to reposition their armies. Is there anything back home for Top? He's going to siege those units up. It looks like Bomber's forces are sort of trapped out here right now. Top just needs to bring his forces back to help defend. He has plenty of forces up top of his ramp to be able to defend for quite a while. And he's going to be swinging his other army around towards top and sieging up. This will prevent Bomber from actually retreating. And there's the stim pack going down on all of the Marines, going to be rushing forward. Top getting into a very nice position. Sea Shanks now sieging up. And it looks like top will get the better of that exchange. A couple of medevacs may even fall. Single Sea Shank getting taken out over there. One Sea Shank surviving with just 15 HP. It looks like Bomber is going to be forced to fly his medevacs all the way north. Bomber repositioning his units, and look at all of this macro that's been going on. Very nicely played by Bomber. He's got so many Sea Shanks out in the field. And over here, top may feel like he can push, but I think Bomber has done a very nice job of macroing. Looks like top is going to be advancing here. The Sea Shanks are sieged up in a nice line. A scan goes down. He sees the positioning of Bomber, decides he's just wants to hold the Xel'Naga Tower for the moment. The medevacs now finally flying all the way around, taking an extended trip around the map. +2/+2 on the way for both players. Looks like it will finish up slightly sooner for top. He's also transferred out a couple of his SCVs from his main, grabbing the gas over here as well. And now top securing this very nice position over here. He's going to be unloading a couple of Marines onto the high ground. And going to be sieging the natural expansion. Bomber forced to lift it. And he's also being forced to move all of his units back from the front lines over here. And the Sea Shanks for top going to be unsieging and re-sieging. A couple of units stimming up and running forward. The medevacs going to work full time. And all of the Marines now stimming up and running away for Bomber. Is he going for a counterattack? Looks like top is plenty ready for that. Scans going down for top. Looks like he's going to be retreating the vast majority of his Sea Shanks and or all of his Sea Shanks and all of his Marines. And there's quite a bit of Marines running about over here. Stimpack going down. He's going to be chasing after those medevacs. More reinforcements for top, and the Sea Shanks all siege up for a Bomber. And it looks like the attack from top will be repelled. All of the Sea Shanks sieging up once again. On the other side of this tower, Bomber securing a very nice position over here. It looks like he's going to go ahead and retreat for the moment, giving up that position to top, who does have the superior army count. As of this moment, the Sea Shanks re-sieging over here. One Marine holding that tower, giving those tanks a vision. And this battle is all about position right now. You just want to make sure your flank does not get hit very hard. The Marines now stimming and running towards the side. Those medevacs are going to get drained of energy if he keeps doing that. He can't overstim all the time like that. Looks like the +3 or just the +3 is on the way for those Marines of top right now. And the Sea Shanks are unsieged. The Marines can stim and run forward and pick off a couple of those tanks. Looks like they will not be able to do that before the reinforcements return for Ares, for Bomber. And it looks like the Sea Shanks taking position at the Xel'Naga Tower. Top is going to have to keep scanning to keep this location because of this tower, giving vision to Bomber. And it looks like Bomber in that sweet spot now will be able to siege down the natural expansion of top and possibly force it to lift. SCVs now transferring out as well. Stimpack being used. Sea Shanks are sieged up at the top, or just one Sea Shank. Looks like the Marines shredding all of those SCVs. Workers killed, 20 workers by Bomber. It looks like a counterattack by top right now, going to be taking down the natural expansion. All the SCVs sacrificing themselves to the tanks right now, and all of them going down. 44 workers killed, and Bomber taking position inside of top's base as well. This has gone into a base trade scenario. Top is relocating his third command center. The scan for Bomber sees that it's just a little bit of long distance mining, and all of the Marines inside of top space, inside of Bomber's base, looks like they will lift and run away. The Sea Shanks clearing out the third base, and the command center floating away, and all of these supply depots, all the production facilities of top are falling. And he's relocating his bases towards the top. He has a starport coming up as well. And currently, top does have the larger army. However, Ares does retain all of his production facilities. Also, top does have 2,600 minerals banked up, as well as 1,300 gas, whereas Ares has not even half as much in terms of minerals. Looks like his Marines are still working on cleaning up the inside of top space. There's this one starport trying to float away, and the tank's playing a little bit of this positioning battle right now. Looks like a couple of Sea Shanks will get caught out of position for Ares. Looks like top will be forced to siege up over here. Quite a few Sea Shanks for Bomber guarding this area. He does have his command center going to be landing somewhere eventually. All of the production facilities for Bomber now relocating in this location. And top over here has his command center floating as well. Looks like we have a little bit of a Cold War over here. A lot of Sea Shanks on both sides. A couple of extremely damaged tanks. The Sea Shanks for Bomber now creeping forward. Sea Shanks for top are not as well placed. So one Sea Shank does get taken out, and top is going to be retreating and repositioning his own forces. Sea Shanks now sieged up, and the Marines for Bomber almost getting out of position and shelled to death. Top is going to be securing this. He's not securing any bases. He needs to secure a base, and he'll be in a pristine position. And it looks like a barracks is spotting this base coming up as well, and command center coming up for top at this location. Top just needs to pick a spot, defend it, get up a couple of command centers, drop some mules, and get some of that barracks building once again. Bomber not quite paying attention to all of his Marines over here, trying to clean up all of these supply depots inside of Top's former main. Couple of Marines remaining for top. Basically stimmed to death. Marines trying to work on all of these supply depots. They do have the +2 attack, so it will take slightly less time. I think they can actually stim one more time. Yeah, they can. There's the barracks floating about for Bomber, checking out everything that's going on. Banshee's now on the way for top, so he's going to be playing the air war against Bomber, who only has a limited supply of Marines and is only now re-establishing a little bit of a base. He's getting an engineering bay up, so he can get out a couple of those turrets to help defend all of his buildings. His barracks are retreating as well. Surprised to see top just not mining. He's getting out his command center over here. He needs to get that building a couple of those SCVs. He's built a command center over here as well. And Bomber just sitting back, getting up a couple of his buildings. Needs to get a couple of supply depots before he can actually do anything. And top landing his command center, but still not even a mule has been dropped. He is building Banshees, though. He's getting, did he get Cloak? No, he did not. He's just getting Banshees. He's rallying those all the way to the front. Actually, no, he has Cloak. It just finished. Looks like the Cloak is, Cloak Banshee is killing off a couple of these Sea Shanks. And top is going to be using this chance to move forward, using the Marines and the tanks in pom-pom mode. We have the one Banshee taking out a ton of those tanks. And top is moving into position over here. Looks like a couple of Marines for a Bomber taking out a couple of those buildings as well. Marine's going to be trying to shoot down that command center. Looks like the SCV is doing a nice job of repairing it up. Marines over here for Bomber cleaning up this base over here. Looks like a couple of Marines have been spread to this top location as well. And then Banshee does fall with a scan. They did land that command center in order to drop that scan, and there it is. Top going to be re-securing this base over here, and he needs to siege up those tanks and to get out more Banshees, I guess. Both players are essentially not building anything, and over here, top is only one SCV out on the field, I think. Yeah, he's got one SCV. If that SCV dies, he will not be able to build anything anymore. He won't be able to get on supply block to be able to build an SCV. And there's the command center for top trying to retreat. Looks like the Marines from a Bomber will catch it out of position, and the command center will soon fall. There's the command center now dropping and burning, and I guess not. Looks like there's the load up with those medevacs, and the Sea Shanks are on siege. It looks like they will drop off over here. Sea Shank, couple of those Sea Shanks will siege up, and that command center needs to get repaired. It's only got 20 HP. That one SCV needs to stay alive as well. Looks like that command center will survive. Couple of Marines out in the field for top, trying to clean up a couple of these areas. And Ares has re-established a mining base with 2 SCVs. And there's actually nothing over here for top that can actually shoot up. So Ares can just guard this location. A couple of Marines are returning home. He will be able to shoot this barracks down eventually. Barracks now moving away. And this game essentially has started over. Except both players have started with orbital commands, and top is starting with a ton of Sea Shanks. And Ares has buildings floating all over the map. Bomber's resecured his original main base. Looks like there's a 3 Marine drop headed out over here, and Bomber is spreading out his Marines looking for that drop. He wants to kill off those remaining Marines. This will give him leeway to drop on all of these tanks. And over here, top just trying to remake a couple of his SCVs, and there's the drop unloading for top, and it looks like it will get caught out of position. He's loading it up and trying to run away. And over here, Bomber is ready with his Marines. He's stimming and re-stimming those Marines, trying to catch this drop. And a single Viking is out in the field for top, and it looks like he will be able to clean up a couple of those buildings that are floating around, getting out a Banshee as well. And I'm going to speed this up since I know how long this takes. I know how long this game is. And there it is, Ares securing position inside the center of this map. Spotting factory, checking out everything that's going on. Ares still taking his time in establishing an economy. It looks like that drop did get shot down. Couple of Marines now running over here. That starport will drop to very low health and not get repaired. Oh, no, looks like it will get repaired. Tech lab getting rebuilt. And the Marine cleanup crew running about the map, trying to do as much damage as possible. Top has sieged up all of his tanks and is finally beginning to do some real mining for the 35th minute mark of this game. We have over here Bomber with his Marines still trying to run about, and he's got 2 Banshees out on the field. However, we do have medevacs and Marines out in the field, so I don't think those Banshees will be able to do too much damage. They are hiding in the corner. Looks like over here, Ares just made 2 Banshees. Just not going to do too much with them. Top securing a food lead. I guess he's been in a food lead for basically the entire game. And we have the factory switching over to the tech lab will allow continued tank production. And top is going to be looking to secure his next expansion shortly. There's really not much to say about this. Looks like the 2 cloaked Banshees now getting in here. Is there any scan? No, there's no scan available. So top is not going to be able to take this down. Looks like all of the Sea Shanks will get killed off. He's trying to save up that scan right now. He just doesn't have enough. There are so many Marines looking helplessly on. Another Sea Shank will fall. That's so many Sea Shanks killed by these Banshees already. The second Banshee will escape. It has 4 kills between the 2 of them. This many tanks is quite a good deal for only losing 1 Banshee. This does even this up a little bit. Looks like that second Banshee does fall. He's going to be building an engineering bay to be able to get up a couple of turrets just in case. A Raven is popping out for top. And the second expansion is now on the way for Bomber. I never thought I'd be saying that for Bomber on a map like this, but it is the 38-minute mark. And both players are finally trying to get up to a second base. It looks like Top is looking a little bit safer to move out. He's going to be trying to re-secure this Xel'Naga tower. He's got his Marines running up as well. Looks like that one Marine for Bomber does get cleaned up. He needs to run back to his Sea Shanks. All Marines for Bomber now running forward. And the Banshee's also getting into the mix. He needs to stay by those tanks as Bomber has far superior Marine numbers. And there's the Sea Shanks now moving forward. He needs to siege those tanks up, and it looks like the Marine numbers for Bomber are just superior. The Sea Shanks doing the best amount of damage as they can. It looks like Bomber does survive with 3 Marines, and Top living with 1 Sea Shank and 5 Marines. And both players are very low on that production count. Bomber trying to make a couple of medevacs for his Marines and trying to get out a couple of additional Sea Shanks. He has 1 barracks, 2 barracks over here. Where's his factory? Gosh, where's his factory? It's in the middle of the map, trying to make a couple of Sea Shanks to be able to hold off this attack. And it looks like Top not yet securing another base. He's just content to stay off of this one base, which is almost mined out. Looks like Top is going to be swinging to the bottom side. He's going to spot both of these production facilities, and his drop will be able to take those buildings out as he swings along the bottom side. And it looks like Top now transferring over a couple of SCVs to this north location, securing the natural expansion over there. Speeding it along, the forces for Ares now moving about the map, and the Marines now dropping and stimming up. He's going to be able to take out at least this starport. And the units for Bomber now swinging around the bottom side, and all of the stuff for Top is out of position, but it looks like he was able to get back into position quickly enough. A couple of these production facilities will fall once again. It looks like Top is not having none of it. He's just going to float away and go for the base trade. What is this? Both players have gone insane. Looks like a little bit of a drop over here. The medevac trying to do the best she can. It looks like it is not enough, but the forces for Top rejoining over here. That one medevac has her work cut out for her, because all of those Marines have been doing drugs. Both command centers for Bomber have been forced to lift. All of the SCVs going to be hanging out over here. A couple of Marines trying to defend this last base. And the orbital command getting repaired as quickly as possible. Tech lab coming up on that starport. Both players are now even in food. Top just happens to have a command center and a non-negative food count. Looks like he's going to be retreating all of his forces to try to defend his last remaining base. He's stimming up, and he's going to be able to kill off this one factory over here. Looks like all the forces for Ares now chasing down that orbital command. It's almost going to fall. The Marines trying to get over there. The orbital command does fall, unable to defend his last possible base. Looks like the, or actually no, he can build another base. And both orbital commands just trying to float around for Ares. Looks like that starport will finally fall. He's got a couple of SCVs here. He can actually build in a command center. I guess this is like one of those missions from Age of Empire. He just needs to nomadically move across and find a location, find a suitable location where there's deer and bears to hunt, get some food, build a town center, get some workers. He's building his town center now, and we over here have Ares cleaning up the last few buildings at this remote location, and the Marines killing off this last barracks for Ares. And Ares is going to be able to re-secure this base. He does have SCVs out in the field, so he can build supply depots. Let's take a look at the units tab while they begin mining. Both players are essentially even on SCVs, 2 medevacs each. Top does have a Banshee, 3 tanks, and 1 less Marine. And it looks like Ares is going to relocate somewhere. What was bad about that base? He has also an extra orbital command floating in the backside. Top has 8 supply. He's got 49 supply, so he's slightly ahead in terms of supply and slightly ahead in terms of what units he actually has. Top swinging to the bottom side, trying to see if there's anything going on. And Bomber is going to do some sneaky mining with this orbital command. One Marine securing this watchtower, almost getting killed off there. A very dangerous job for these Marines. And Bomber securing the former third base of Top. And the Banshee is going to get caught out of position. Looks like it cloaks and will get away. That was so close. And the orbital command lands. He will not want to float that Banshee back in there, or else it will get killed off. The stim pack going down. Looks like the Banshee will get away. And the scan going down once again. The Banshee does fall. Top securing his army over here. Will this be the last attack of the game? Looks like these Sea Shanks for Top are getting into position. He's going to slowly crawl forward. And Sea Shanks sieging up for Top right now. He's going to repair those tanks up. That one medevac providing the spotting action over here. And Ares beginning mining as well as supply depot construction. And there's the stim forward once the Sea Shanks unsieged, and one medevac does fall. This is such a precarious position for both players here. It's going to be difficult to unsiege and not die. There's Top now inching forward. The Sea Shank now dropping a couple of blasts here. He's trying to repair the Sea Shanks up, and the Marines stimming and running forward. One Sea Shank for Top does fall, and the second Sea Shank falls as well. There's only Marines remaining for Bomber. It looks like he's going to be forced to lift his orbital command. He doesn't have enough to hold this off. And Top is going to be able to kill off a couple of these supply depots. He's trying to rebuild supply depots as quickly as he possibly can over here. Bomber doing some sneaky mining once again. All of these supply depots for Bomber will fall. Bomber actually has the supply lead. Let's look at the units tab. There's 14 SCVs for Top and 16 SCVs for Bomber. He's also got a couple of mules wandering around the map. Where are they? What are those mules doing? Yes, there's a mule over here. That Marine is going to get a kill. You know, it's actually impossible to tell who's actually winning. Ares has a couple of Marines hiding in the bottom corner. He's mined out his former main expansion. He's moving his Marines out and about the map, and Top doesn't really have a mining base, as all these mineral fields are basically gone. And Bomber is about to secure not one, but two bases. He's even got a factory over here, while Top doesn't really have any production at all. He's going to be pulling his SCVs off the line once again and making a couple of Marines, trying to find out exactly where Bomber has went. Let's look at their visions. He sees that one gas geyser. He looks like he will kill that off and re-land his command center over here. He's gonna leave a couple of supply depots. This is like playing nomadic people. You just leave some trash everywhere. This is what humans do, right? Secure a location, leave some trash, use up the resources, and move to the next location. And looks like Top is going to be advancing upon this expansion, and there's nothing to defend it. Bomber is going to be forced to lift it, and the Marines now advancing forward. The SCV is going to be going into battle as well. Top going to be trying to kill off that command center, and all of the units for Bomber are out and about the field. Looks like that command center will get repaired in time, but all of the SCVs do fall, and this command center is fully healthed. Is in plenty good health. Looks like a couple of Marines getting created over here for Bomber, and the units for Top being as careful as ever, trying not to run into these fully healthed Marines. And more Marines coming out for Top. Is also going to begin mining with his mules at this former natural expansion of Bomber. Bomber is mining at this location with all of his mules, trying to mine that out as quickly as possible. Looks like Top is finally going to be sitting back for a while, trying to build up his forces. Bomber now headed over here with his command center. He's going to be resecuring this former main base of Top, former third base of Bomber. It looks like the forces from Top does see the orbital command, and they will pull down, but they will not find that orbital command. All the units for Bomber now running across the field. That was not stim, but that's actually how fast they run with stim. Marines now getting into this location. Looks like they will be able to kill off all of these supply depots and focus down the barracks. The command center for Top now floating away. Where are the SCVs and the Marines going now? They're headed towards the top. Going to be looking for this expansion. Bomber floating away as quickly as he possibly can. The Marines for Bomber continue to run about the map like headless chickens, trying to figure out exactly where his opponent has gone. Looks like Top is going to give up mining permanently. He's just running about the map with all of his SCVs and his single siege shank. I just have no idea who's going to win. This game is completely insane. Neither player is concerned about defending their base or securing another expansion. They're just trying to float about the map. There's the starport coming up for Bomber. Looks like he may go for some cloaked banshees again. Marines for Bomber returning home. He's going to be able to clean up that supply depot. Top is severely supply blocked. He's even got a ton of Marines queued up over here. The command center for Top is going to almost fall, but the units for Top, we're gonna have to go back. Oh no, the command center falls and Top is killed off. One of the command centers of Bomber. He's got 2 supply depots in the bottom corner, and that's essentially all he has. And it looks like the final confrontation over here, a bunch of the Marines getting cleaned up, and over here a Bomber is going to be running forward and trying to kill off those 2 supply depots. And Top is just running towards the top. Those 2 supply depots are going to fall very quickly. And Stimpack going down, and these 2 supply depots now falling down, but a single barracks getting started for Top at this location. And the orbital command, it's taking quite a bit of damage. Will it fall for Bomber? He's still got buildings spotted all over this map. Looks like that orbital command is going to burn down, regardless of if those Marines shoot it down or not. Bomber has 2 supply depots over here and a single barracks. That command center, it needs to land immediately. Drop a mule to try to repair. Even then, I think it's going to burn down. A bunch of mules getting dropped. He's going to try to repair that command center. It will get repaired to a certain point, and then he's going to run out of money. Confrontation over here, and GG out of Top. I think that command center would have burned down, but wow, that was insane. There's 1 barracks remaining for Top, and they've essentially mined every expansion on the entire map. And this has been cast on Christmas Eve. I hope you enjoyed that. It will come up a long time later. I wish I had better rendering software. But Merry Christmas to you all, and this is Aegis, signing off.